Today we're taking a look at these NCAAF matches, which are happening on Wednesday, November 16, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Kent State vs Eastern Michigan. The Eastern Michigan Eagles have already earned bowl eligibility. Well, this is a must-win game for Kent State. They need to win their final 2 games to be bowl eligible. Kent State has now won 2 out of their last 3 games and are tough to beat at home, where they are sporting a 3-1 record on the season, including a win against first-place Ohio. Furthermore, Kent State has a potent running game that ranks 19th in the entire FBS. This is big as Eastern Michigan is being exploited on the ground, squandering an average of 161.5 rushing yards per game, pegging them 87th in the FBS. The Eagles' defense has squandered 27 and 28 points respectively in their last 2 games, and the Kent State offense will produce enough to earn the win and cover. These teams are going to depend on the running game, as Samson Evans and Marquez Cooper are the best defensive weapons for both of their teams, so they are going to get the football in their hands and drain the clock with extended drives. Defensively, these defenses have been doing well in their last 3 games, as Eastern Michigan is giving up 27 points per game, while Kent State is allowing 20 points per game throughout that stretch. Running offenses and good defenses are going to lead us to not as many points. The under has hit in 6 of their previous 8 games against each other, so go with under 62.5 points in this game as well. Miami O vs Northern Illinois. The Miami of Ohio Redhawks dropped to 4-6 overall and 2-4 in the MAC this season, following a 37-21 defeat to Ohio last week. The Redhawks' defense was dominated in the loss, allowing 556 yards of total offense to Ohio, including 362 through the air. Ohio scored on each of their final 6 possessions, had 27 first downs in the game, and went 9 of 16 in the game on 3rd down. The Redhawks' defense also allowed 194 yards rushing in the game as well. Miami O comes into this matchup struggling in several offensive categories this season. They are just the 116th rated scoring offense. They are 81st in rushing and 122nd in passing this season. The Redhawks are ranked 64th in red zone offense. In the intangibles department, Miami is 62nd in penalties, but an impressive 6th in the country in turnover differential. On the defensive side of the ball, they are ranked 42nd in scoring defense overall, while having the 27th best run defense, but just the 105th ranked passing defense. In the red zone, the Redhawks are 85th on defense in the country. The New Huskies ended a 2-game losing streak with a road win over Western Michigan last week, 24-21. The game featured 6 lead changes, with the final one courtesy of a late touchdown drive by quarterback Justin Lynch. New now sits at 3-7 on the season and 2-4 in the MAC. Freshman quarterback Nevin Cremascoli finished the game 8 of 17 for 133 yards with a touchdown, but threw 3 interceptions. Lynch, who went just 0 for 1 throwing the ball, ran it for 83 yards on 6 carries, including the game-winning run with just 56 seconds left to give New the lead for good. 4th-string running back Jaden Creedle, forced into action due to injury, carried the ball 36 times for 142 yards and a touchdown. New finished with 353 yards of total offense, including 220 yards on the ground. The calendar has turned to November, and this may be the season's first game that will truly be altered by winter conditions. The forecast is calling for snow on Wednesday night, and that should greatly impact both teams' ability to move the ball, particularly on the ground. This could be a game decided by turnovers, which will shift the pendulum over to Miami. The Redhawks are the 6th best team in the country in turnover differential this season and should do a better job of protecting the football in the wintry conditions. The other factor in this game will be at the quarterback position. Senior Rocky Lombardi is listed as questionable as his backup Ethan Hampton. Lombardi would give the Huskies the best chance to win, but his questionable health does not bode well in poor conditions. Expect a low-scoring affair that will be decided on field position and the ability to make plays when scoring opportunities arise. I'm going with Miami, to make more plays than the Huskies. Take Miami, plus 1.5 points. Western Michigan vs Central Michigan. The Broncos aren't playing well at the moment and come into this game on a 2-game losing streak. They will try to snap their streak with a win over the Chippewas, which will give them their second win in their last 4 games. The Chippewas played well over the past month and come into this game on a 2-game winning streak. They will try to keep the momentum going with a win over the Broncos, which will give them their 3rd win in a row and 4th win in their last 5 games. The Broncos have lost 4 of their last 5 games and 3 of their last 5 road games. They aren't very good offensively, and they've been held under 20 points in 3 of their last 4 games. They have one of the worst running games in the country, and their passing is much worse. Even though the Chippewas aren't great defensively, they won't face much of a test from the Broncos and will keep their offense in check. The Chippewas have won 3 of their last 4 games. They are playing well offensively, scoring more than 30 points in 2 of their last 3 games. They have a balanced defense and do a good job throwing and running the ball. Western Michigan's run defense isn't very good, so expect the Chippewas to pound the ball on the ground and pick up the win. Go with Central Michigan minus 11 points to cover the spread. The Chippewas have been alternating quarterbacks throughout the game for the past few weeks, so with Jace Bowers sidelined with broken ribs, Bert Emanuel Jr. got to see his first snaps of the game and he did not disappoint. Emanuel Jr. only completed 33.3% of his passes for 22 yards, but on the ground, he added 293 yards and 3 touchdowns. Daniel Richardson is the passing leader with 1,988 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. He is completing 56.3% of his passes for 6.3 yards per completion. Lou Nichols III is the rushing leader with 561 yards and 6 touchdowns in 160 attempts. Joel Wilson is a big target downfield for the Chippewas, recording 445 yards and 6 touchdowns in 44 receptions. The defense has combined for 27 sacks, 48 defended passes, 4 interceptions, and 5 forced fumbles. This game is going to be filled with running plays, especially with the explosive running that Central Michigan has had recently. Western Michigan has struggled with the passing game and has struggled with the quarterback position, so they will rely on their running game to decrease potential turnovers and gain yards. In addition, the Broncos are averaging just 19.6 points per game, and I don't expect them to get much past that average with their weak offense. The Chippewas have found that their freshman quarterback can run and will have him attack the ground, as he rushed for nearly 300 yards in his last outing and added 3 touchdowns. Take the under.